I saw your post on Instagram 2 weeks ago. You said Black Lives Matter. And to be quite honest, I'm proud of you for speaking up for a community that's been oppressed for the last 400 years. Now, it doesn't matter if that was the first time you raised your voice or if you have always spoken up against injustice. All I'm concerned about is when you said Black Lives Matter, it wasn't just for the black community in the West, but it also included the black lives in India. I reckon you know that India is home to a community of African descent known as the Siddhis. Over 600 years ago, the Siddhis were brought in as slaves from Central and Eastern Africa. Today there are about 70,000 Siddhis living in parts of northern Karnataka, Gujarat and Hyderabad. See, chances are that you've never seen these images in your history textbooks or even heard of the Siddhis until very recently. But that's okay, because it can be quite challenging to keep track of India's 645 tribes. But what I am really upset about is the fact that our schools didn't think it was important to teach us about one man named Malik Umber. Like others from the Siddhi community, Malik Umber was brought to India as a slave. But he educated himself, learned the art of war, and after a couple of military conquests against the Mughal Empire, became the de facto Sultan of Deccan. And if that isn't significant enough, he is also the founder of the city of Aurangabad. He could have easily become a sultan, but the nobles of his land would not accept an African man as their ruler, even though everyone knew he was in control. Now, if you thought this was because of his appearance, then you're only half correct. Allow me to introduce you to the pet project of the privileged, the caste system. Malik Umber and the rest of the Siddhi community were considered outcasts and were given the lowest status in the caste hierarchy. I agree that the caste system was not created on the basis of race, but you just can't separate these two social evils. In India, there is an inherent feeling of racial superiority against dark-skinned people, and this, coupled with the caste system, has kept the Siddhis under abject poverty and isolation for centuries. It was only in 2003 when the government of India granted the status of scheduled tribes to the Siddhis. This gave them access to higher education and allowed brilliant men like Jairam Siddhi to take the community forward by becoming their very first lawyer. But I want you to understand one thing very carefully. The purpose of the reservation system was not economic upliftment. It was always designed for social upliftment. Unfortunately, even with the highest level of education, you will still be judged on the basis of your caste or tribe in India. General intolerance towards other communities and caste-based social stratification make our country one of the most racist places to live in. And this is exactly why it is important for us to speak up against the caste system while we fight racism in India. Now, if you're offended or you don't agree with what I just said, then take a look at what happened to 3 Siddhi men last week and decide for yourself.